Now, the first story we're going to cover is StoneToss versus Jayln, alright? Now, if you didn't know, Jayln, or as they are known on YouTube as Jaden, created this video, The Problem with StoneToss, alright? Now, within this video, she alleges that StoneToss is lots of things, mostly anti-Semitic, if I'm recalling correctly. And, no, yeah, and then the problem is, she's talked about and made multiple jokes about gassing Jews on multiple occasions, alright? And it's not a good look. I figured, let's just go through this video, first off. Yeah.
So, there's been a lot of drama surrounding the Twitter artist StoneToss, with a lot of people condemning those who have supported him, or those who have been a part of his NFT collection, with one of those people being Ricky Berwick, which, if you know,
By the way, if you're so stupid that you do guilt by association and you think that, like, dude, you think Ricky Berwick co-signed everything StoneToss ever said because he did an NFT with him, you're actually stupid and you need to log off, okay? Like, it's not that serious. He just did an NFT collab with him, okay? Like, please shut the fuck up.
you know anything about Ricky Berwick, he's
By the way, Ricky Berwick was fucking awesome. If you aren't, if you aren't following Ricky Berwick on Twitter, you need to do that shit right now. He's amazing.
a pretty edgy guy. He likes making jokes. That's kind of his thing. I mean, it's not like there's much else for him to do. So,
See, like, that's kind of fucked up thing to say, right? It's like, there's not much else he can do because he's crippled. Wow.
I don't really like people painting him as some sort of bad guy when he's just not really politically knowledgeable. He just likes making jokes. I mean, the worst crime that Ricky Berwick has committed here is buying an NFT.
True. So based.
That's horrible. I can't believe he would do that. Honestly, he would probably be canceled for that. That's
So
what
true,
people should
so
be mad
true.
at. Like, what is wrong with you? Imagine being a part of an NFT project. Anyway, this StoneToss guy is not a very good guy, and a lot of people in the commentary community have just defended him blindly.
I mean, okay, to be fair, I have not seen a lot of people really defending him, right? It's supposed to be people saying, like, hey, no matter what you think about StoneToss and, like, his inherent politicalness, because StoneToss is political, let's be honest. No matter what you think about him, that should not be projected onto Ricky just because they did one stupid-ass NFT collab, alright? Like, I feel like that's the main message I've been seeing. Maybe I'm just biased, though. I don't know.
Because they like edgy humor. And I like edgy humor too. But this guy is not just making edgy jokes. And if you look at some of his comics, I think that's pretty obvious. So StoneToss is pretty much a political comic maker, I guess you could say. He makes political comics is what I'm trying to say. Here's a few of his most popular comics. How can you ignore gun violence in America? A shooter just massacred a dozen people. He was black, and so they ignore it. I
mean, oh god, is he wrong though? I feel like that's more of a liberal cartoon. Okay, like maybe I'm wrong in this, right? But like, I feel like a lot of black on black crime that obviously doesn't get reported a lot of the time, right? Yeah, I'm just we don't hear about shootings in these poor ass neighborhoods that are predominantly black because of systemic racism. We don't hear about it a lot. One, because it's common, not because they're black. Okay, no. It's common because they have a lack of education and funding in those areas. So, obviously there's a lot more crime in these areas. And I guess we just don't hear about it as often because, it happens more often and you can't, yeah.
think the message,
which is wrong, by the way. Wrong. It's wrong we don't hear about it as much.
is pretty clear in that one. The government has jets and nukes. What can your Second Amendment do? And it's a picture of JFK.
Yeah, how is this one even problematic? It's just advocating for gun usage. But, I mean, like, I doubt StoneToss endorses the assassination of JFK, right? But it's saying, like, hey, the Second Amendment does still protect us because everyone's still human and they are vulnerable, right? So I don't know why Jaylyn's a female, by the way. I don't know why she picked these comics, right? These seem relatively tame. Like, I've seen a couple StoneToss comics that are a bit a bit on the a bit on the edgier side, okay?
This one's kind of funny. And then you have, of course, the comics that he's most famous for. You see, when Among Us became a huge meme, he started putting Among Us in his comics, and a lot of people found him through that and just kind of knew him as the Among Us guy. Behold, our newest ad campaign. It's an Among Us. Among Us. Yes. But what a lot of people who just found, you know, maybe a few of his comics funny or thought the Among Us joke was funny, don't know about the guy is he actually holds some pretty messed up views.
Okay, but if you followed him from the Among Us comics, he makes a lot of political comics, okay? You are destined to see at least one of his political comics, okay? Like, I don't know what to tell you.
And pushes some really messed up racist messaging through his comics. Like this one, for example, which is pushing the idea of scientific...
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, you know, arguably this is pretty bad, right? Because, okay, what we need to talk about is the difference between jokes and inherent messages, right? Now you can like deliver a political message through a joke, right? Like you know, there can be truth within a joke, okay? But what we need to discern is like if that's what's happening here, okay? And the unfortunate part is we just don't know, okay? We don't know if StoneToss literally like unironically believes that that you know, in the scientific racism, you know, like and I mean this, but you know, we don't know because he doesn't really come out with a statement saying this is a joke or not, right? Yeah.
Racism, which is basically the justification of racism through genes, calling certain races inferior, basically. Dad, why do humans look so different? Because of their genes, son. Why are some so big and some so small? Their genes, of course. And why are some clever and others not? Purely economical factors. Now, the punchline and the messaging of this joke should be pretty clear here, okay? I'm pretty stupid, alright? I'll be the first to admit that, but come on. Can you not see what the point of the joke is, what the messaging here is? This comic is making fun of people who don't believe that there is genetic differences in the cleverness of certain races.
I mean, yeah, true. Okay, the thing about like the thing about this comic is, right, that they're about different dog breeds, okay? I'm not a different breed from like a black guy, okay? like you know what I mean, right? Like all dogs are not the same, right? Like there are definitely different breeds. A Chihuahua is different from I don't know, a pit bull or some shit like that, right? But like a white Chihuahua would not be different from a black Chihuahua, okay? Like, and that's what leads me to believe this is more of a joke, right? Because, like, I don't know, you can't, I have a hard time believing StoneToss would be this dumb, but maybe also I'm just being too charitable, I don't know.
And then we got this one, which is just pushing, like, an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Of course, white privilege exists.
Yeah, see, but does StoneToss really believe that? Nobody knows. It's just so absurd that it leads me to believe that, you know, he doesn't actually believe that, right? Like, I don't know.
Just look at all these white billionaires. And StoneToss is like, And I guess this guy in the painting has a Star of David, which means he's Jewish. There's this, like, crazy, insane conspiracy theory that these, like, racist people believe that Jewish...
Not a conspiracy.
people own the world, and that's essentially what this joke here is alluding to. We know who controls the institutions, media, banks, courts, and the government. Who does? Straight white men. Whew. And this is supposed to be a Jewish guy, because Jewish people control everything. This guy has also made several comments.
I mean, yeah, it's just dumb. I don't, like, I have a hard time literally... I'm sure there are, like, hateful people out there, right? But I have a hard time believing, like, anybody unironically believes that. I don't know. It's just maybe that's my own ignorance, but it's so foreign to me. I don't know.
denying the existence of the Holocaust. Don't let the man control you. Just open your mind. StoneToss starts thinking. Honestly, it seems more likely that prisoners died from insufficient supply lines in a war-torn Germany rather than enough delousing chemical to gas 6 million and cuts off there, but Jews, and the hippies like, shut up.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's pretty bad. Like, it would be hard to. I will admit it would be hard to dismiss this one as a joke. Honestly, yeah, she's kind of got a point here.
Because, you know, StoneToss is exposing the truth here, that the reason all the Jews died is not because of the Holocaust, but because of insufficient supply.
I don't think that's what he was saying. I think he was saying dude, I don't know that much, okay, but like, I think he was saying more that like, because of like when Jewish people were put in camps, right? They died more often from like not having enough supplies than like after than like getting gassed constantly, right? Like I don't know.
Lines. I mean, can you not see the like clear-cut messaging behind the comics here? I mean, this guy makes a lot of right-leaning comics, right?
Finally return to normalcy.
Right, it's pretty clear the guy is right-leaning, and a lot of people use his comics to prove a point.
That's cringe. If you reply to someone with a StoneToss comic, you cringe alert.
It's not a joke when he's calling out the liberal media, but suddenly it's all a joke when he's like literally being racist here. I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid, maybe I'm the idiot here, but seems pretty clear to me that this guy has some very messed up views, and if I were you, I wouldn't be supporting this guy. Anyway, I think Willie Mack framed it the best. I don't blame Ricky for not knowing StoneToss's background and just wanting to have an NFT for the meme, but probably not someone people should work with unless StoneToss has some great explanation for these gems. Like, are they fake or something? Anyway, these are just my thoughts on this entire situation. If you
so you know that'd be fine, right? These thoughts are fun on their own, okay? She has her own opinion. She is allowed to have any opinion she likes, but StoneToss did a bit of digging, okay? She found some stuff, okay? She did a whole... oh, fuck, I didn't mean to do that. She did a whole thread, okay? Now, I'm not going to play any of these videos, because a lot of them have Jayln saying the N-word loud and proud, but, yeah, let's just get into this here. When karma hits. Honestly, how do people justify StoneToss literally being a Nazi? The punchline to a lot of his jokes is literally anti-Semitism. Girl, don't you make jokes about gassing Jews, too? That's just me being edgy, but this is literally an anti-Semitic dog whistle. Now, I don't know, because political comics do have a sort of history, right, of being like trying to push a certain message, right? But they could also be jokes, right? Like it's a line, right? And we don't really know where it is. We all Discord messages from Jayln, are these edgy jokes too? And it's just her saying the N-word. What about these, Jayln? Jayln, there's a difference between making a joke and being an actual racist. I wiped my Twitter. I'll come back on Thursday. I'm going to try and use Twitter less going forward. Because you got exposed for saying the N-word. Okay, personally, I could not care less Jayln said the N-word, okay? But she is being a bit hypocritical, right? Because how do we know that you don't actually hate blacks, right? Like, again, you're writing a line, and it's hard to define where it is, right? Because, you know, if you're just spamming the N-word out there, it's hard to, like, obviously, it's hard to differentiate that from you actually being racist, right? Just like when StoneToss spams out, like, mad political comics, it's hard to differentiate when he's being serious and when he's joking, right? And yeah, this little meme here. Hey, I'm not going to play this because lots of N-words. If you guys have another examples of Jayln speaking in his neo-Nazi hate speech, please send it my way. We cannot permit bigotry, real, actual harm. People, Black Lives Matter. What? Jayln's speech threatened to have a fan fired from their job after openly calling the N-word? How is it accepted? Yeah, cringe, dude. Honestly, I care about her. I doubt she would have actually done this, but I care about her threatening to have a fan fired more than her saying the N-word. That might be nuclear, but yeah. It gets worse. Why is this Jayln allowed literally call for violence against Muslims and Jews? Why did it delete my thing? Fuck Islam. Has them all. Yeah. See, like, this is so absurd. I know it's a joke, right? But like, it's the same thing with some of the comics you were showing earlier, correct? Like, says the Hebrew speaker, your religion literally grooms children. No. Yeah, see, like, yeah. I'm not gonna repeat myself. I've employed humor to make transgressive jokes a societal duty of editorial cartoonists, but Jayln tweets naked calls to violence, use of slurs, and attempted to fire people from their jobs, exposing it. It has no punchline or place in our society. Good one. Of course, unlike Jayln tweets, I disavow Nazism. Yes, check my about link in bio. Meanwhile, Jayln literally proclaims Hitler did nothing wrong. Sickening. Currently, Jayln's biography calls for violence, getting exposed on stream, and that, dude, I can't believe Doc on the radio got shouted out by StoneToss, bro. I love Doc on the radio. I continue his streams a lot. Great news. Sadly for Jayln tweets, no amount of calling me a Nazi, which I deny, link in bio, can excuse her own bigotry and actual calls to violence. My about page clearly explains the use of humor as an edginess. Meanwhile, all Jayln does is run and hide. Undefensible. Yeah. And I mean, like, you can say... Okay. You can say all your shit is about humor and being edgy, right? But, I mean, that one comic in particular about the Holocaust, like, that was very clearly trying to push a message, okay? Like, that did not seem satire to me, right? Running is still hiding. Jayln's Twitter @changed to commentary Jayln. After attempting damage control with a stream, the stream immediately goes private after getting eaten alive by the chat. No one likes a hypocrite. Oh my god. He quote tweeted fucking Buster live. Oh. A stream clip come out of the drama. Also, since Jayln keeps trying to do the Twitter yeah. Yeah, and then it's all memes. I don't know, man. Honestly, both Jayln and StoneToss could do a bit better job at differentiating when they're joking from when they're not. And it seems StoneToss does unironically have some pretty sussy views, alright? So, yeah. I don't know. A bit hypocritical, though, I must say.